Hey everyone, how's it going? So, today is a very special day, not only because this is our 10th episode of the podcast, but we have a very special guest here today. We have Hurricane Gold! Yo!
Hi.
Daniel himself. Oh my goodness, today is going to be a really fun episode. It's going to be centered around VFX, crazy fight scenes, editing. So if you're into all of that, we're in for a good treat. Daniel, please introduce yourself. How are you feeling right now, man?
Feeling good. Kind of tired since it's almost like 2 a.m. here, but
Yeah, that's the
other than
thing.
that,
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. I'm so sorry that like our time zones are very different because otherwise like I would have tried to record this a little sooner, but I actually had work before this episode. So, yeah, but thank you so much for staying up this late to be on our show, honestly, because we
yeah, no
we really
worries.
appreciate having guests like you on. This show primarily was created to spotlight creators like you in the community, and to, give a platform and not only talk about the things that you like, but also just hang out and have a really fun time. That's the goal, honestly. And we couldn't be more grateful to have you. I say we, but unfortunately, Zach isn't here today. He does have some things to take care of. Sorry, take care of. But your one and only host is here. So I'm going to carry. I will carry for Zach. And he'll probably be back next week. All right. So we have a couple things to get into, sir. All right. So, starting off, tell me how you got into editing. Because I can start by saying that I started editing with my own YouTube channel way back when. Way back when. I was like 6 years old when I,
Oh,
or like around six, seven, eight, seven, eight, actually. My best friend was 6 years old at the time because we it's funny because Zach and I like co-host a podcast. We co-hosted a YouTube channel, and it was like a little silly YouTube channel. It wasn't anything crazy, but that gave me the experience to know how to edit and stuff like that. And so I want to ask you, like, what was that inspiration for you?
hmm. When did I start editing? I mean, I always did like funny, maybe not so funny, but little films as like 6 year old as well, six,
Mm.
7, 8, some stuff like that. What got me into it though, like really into it, I'd say, is like doing Lego stop motion.
Ooh.
So when
Okay.
Power Rangers was kind of done, I shifted to Lego for a year. So I was
Okay.
really
He
into
was a
Lego.
Lego tuber. Okay.
Yeah.
And you
So
posted this stuff? Like, is it public?
yeah, it's still public. Yeah,
Mm.
you're not gonna see it,
Okay.
but it's still public.
He's like, I will forever guard it with my life, but just take my word for it. It is public. No, that's actually so cool. Like, tell me how, like, like stop motion became a thing for you because I didn't expect that to be what got you into editing.
hmm I think I randomly saw a YouTuber on my like recommended list that did funny Lego stop motion videos, and I pretty much did the same thing he did. Like I copied some of his videos as well.
So what I'm hearing is you're a plagiarist. Okay.
Pretty
No,
much, yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, just stand right there. Stand right there. No, that's actually so cool. Now see. Now you want. Now I want to see it. Now I want to see it. But it's okay. You don't have to show
I'll
everyone.
send you afterwards.
Okay,
Please
beautiful,
don't leak
beautiful,
it.
cool. I, you heard it here, folks. No, but so stop motion was what started it. What made it go forward?
um. So yeah, like stop motion was the thing that started it. Hmm. I well then Power Rangers came back, so I stopped doing stop motion.
Was
Or
this
I,
like
I
between the time of RPM and like
yeah,
Samurai?
exactly. Pretty much
Ah,
that
see, I
one
was like,
year.
what do you mean Power Rangers stopped? Like, I can't
Well,
remember a time, but I was young. Like, and Samurai was my MMPR, right? So before
oh shoot,
Samurai,
okay.
what do I look older than I look? But before Samurai, I didn't even know Power Rangers existed, mainly because I was like a literal child. But when I, learned more about the franchise, I figured out that, oh, they wanted to stop Power Rangers after RPM. So I can't even like imagine what it would have been like to think, oh, Power Rangers is just done. That's it.
Wow, it was such a sad time. It honestly
What were
was.
you on Twitter while that was happening, or
No,
were
not
like
on
in the
Twitter.
fan
I was
community?
like, I mean, I couldn't really speak English at that age. I was
Mm.
9
Oh
when
9.
RPM aired. Like, wait, for you guys, it was 2009, so I was 8. For us, it was
Oh
2010, so I was 9. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It just, it, I mean, for us at least, it was just a few months
yeah.
because Power Rangers was bought back in, I think, May of 2010.
Uh huh.
So RPM wasn't even really finished airing in
Mm.
in Europe.
Uh
But
huh.
but
Uh
it
huh.
was still kind of weird to have like almost an entire year of no Power Rangers at all.
Yeah. No,
And
I can't imagine.
especially,
I
yeah,
can't imagine. I absolutely cannot imagine. By the way, could you hear me like better
yeah,
with this mic
all good.
closer?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
even better, yeah.
I didn't know that my audio was that low. Whatever. Whatever. It's fine. All right. So yeah. No, that's actually really crazy. So you got into Lego, then Power Rangers came back. What happened then?
I combined Power Rangers and Lego for a year.
Ah, hello.
I mean, especially since the Mega Bloks sets came out from Power Rangers Samurai.
Ah,
I
you're
don't know if
right.
you
You're
remember
right. Yeah, I
those.
remember. I
They were
remember.
amazing. They
You
were so,
unlocked
I
a
mean, they were
memory in my
so
head right
bad,
now.
but they were
You're like,
really
my
bad.
God. No, what was the quality for a franchise that's mainly toy orientated? Like you would think they maybe try a little better, but like whatever. Okay, fine. So you combine them, is what
I
I'm
did
hearing.
some stop motion films for, or like one or two for Power Rangers, and then I started doing like Power Ranger stuff more.
Okay.
Do like short films again,
Okay.
and then I think it started with that. I really got into like doing let's plays. I'm
Let's
I'm shifting
plays.
between everything.
He's everywhere. He went from Lego to Power Ranger Lego to Power Rangers. Now he's like let's playing games. What
Yeah,
games did you
it,
let's
it,
play?
it started as doing a let's play of Power Rangers Samurai, the Wii game.
Oh my God, you're unlocking
Yeah,
all the memories right now. Like what you're describing is
it
my
was
childhood,
such a
bro.
good game.
It was
Yes, I mean
literally my
same, dude.
childhood. Oh my
I mean, say I
God.
was 10. I was 10 when it
We're not
aired.
even that far apart in age, really. So
I don't
like
think so, but I
everything you're
started with
describing,
like Dino Thunder. I don't remember starting Power Rangers. I just always
you were
watched it.
just you came out the womb and you were like, yeah, Power Rangers.
Pretty much, yeah. I
Yeah,
honestly
no.
don't remember a time not watching it or not liking it or not having toys of it.
Dude, same. Like I know like there was a point that I started watching Samurai, but I can't find like the day where I'm like, oh yeah, Power Rangers just forever my personality now. You never really expect it, right? Because you first watch this show and it's like, okay, yeah, like you find it really cool, but for us to be here now on this show, this podcast, talking about it years later, like I kind of grew in and out of Power Rangers so often, and then when I found Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, like my love for everything Tokusatsu just grew more and more. So that's why I embrace it. Like I just have such a like I just love the franchise so much. Like I have to owe so much to the franchise for everything it's done for me in my life.
Same, same.
Yeah, no. But speaking of Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, those shows are wild with the edits. Like every single episode, they do not miss, especially the most recent episodes. Like I'm telling you, man, I was watching Revice every time it aired, every weekend, and I never got bored. Never got bored of the fight scenes. Always, all the time. And the really big reason for that is because of its creative VFX. So tell me, like, you went into Let's Playing and the Legos and all that. When did you really become the VFX artist that you are to it? That you are today. There you go.
Well, it pretty much started with like the Let's Plays I got into After Effects. because of doing motion graphics and
Oh,
stuff.
that's the pipeline.
So
That's the
that's yeah,
pipeline.
that's
Uh
pretty much
huh.
how After Effects started. And then I watched Amazing Spider-Man 2 in cinema
Okay.
and saw the VFX of it. Like that was the point where I was kind of into VFX already,
Mm-hmm.
but that like cemented it. I was like, okay, I want to be a VFX artist when I watched that movie because the VFX of that movie were
Wow.
amazing,
So we
really,
have
really
we
amazing.
have to thank Spider-Man 2, right? Spider-Man 2
Yeah.
for your amazing talent to this day. Hello. Hello. And like honestly, Spider-Man 2 was just that movie. Like sorry guys. It's just that movie. Maybe even best Spider-Man movie, but I don't know.
Honestly,
I don't
yeah,
know.
same,
Maybe.
same.
But yeah, like now you're into After Effects. What was the process of you getting the
In,
skills of becoming a VFX artist?
it's pretty much started as like following tutorials and
Mm-hmm.
remaking Power Rangers VFX. That's when all that started then.
Oh, I see.
Because
No,
I
you gotta like realize that like not everybody has this talent. Like even if they put in the time and effort, it takes a very long time for a lot of people to even understand the basics of VFX editing and stuff like that. Like I edit all the time, and even I don't know like how to really do it like how you do it. You know, so the fact that you've come all this way, it's inspirational, honestly. Honestly.
thanks.
Mm-hmm. I'm gassing
Thanks
you up
making
right
me
now, but
blush. Yeah,
I
making me blush all
I'm
over.
saying the truth. Like it's awesome. Like people go ahead and follow Hurricane Gold on Twitter, on Instagram too, right? You're on Instagram?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like I'm gonna put your links in the description. Don't worry. Like you're talented. Everyone needs to see more of your work. Like your work, I believe, has even made you win a competition. Is that right? Like a contest?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I know that story's a little. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe go into that here. This is the time to like really spill the beans.
Okay.
What was
Oh
going on with
no.
that? Because you kind of made that a little public, but I know eventually it was like a little weird. I think mainly because of COVID, right?
Yeah, yeah, pretty
All
much.
right,
So
go into
like,
the story. Go into the
okay,
story.
Panasonic had a contest of you have to do like a 2 minute video of some sort. I don't even know what the theme of it was. I think it was just a video.
Mm-hmm.
And you could win. It hurts saying it. You could win a
I'm
trip
sorry
to
to
the
bring this
Power
up
Rangers
again.
TV set.
Yeah, I
And
saw that. I'm like, they doing this now? You could just get on the set of Power Rangers. Like, wait, why didn't I sign up for it?
because it
Because
was
people like
only
you were in the
available in
competition.
Europe.
Ah, yes, yes, that
That
too.
was
I
a
remember
thing.
seeing
Yeah.
that. I was like, no. Now that you mentioned Panasonic, I remember playing the game that they promoted with this
Oh yeah.
contest, and I was like, oh, I got the high score. Like, do I like get something? And then they're like, sorry, you're from the U.S. You don't get anything. I'm like, oh, okay, so I just spent like 2 hours trying to do this for nothing. I love that.
Oh
Okay,
no.
great. But continue on with the story. What
I
else
mean, it
happened?
was a great game,
It
but
was. It was okay. It was a little buggy, but it was okay. It was okay. Look, I'm being honest.
um, yeah. I mean, I just did that video kinda.
What video?
I
What was the video?
So there was a video where it was kind of cringe as well, but I think I needed to lean into the cringe
Yeah, to really
to
like
really
wow
do.
them. Because
Yeah,
let's be honest, these shows, they are a little cringy. They know they're cringy,
exactly,
and that's why they're so
exactly.
funny. So if you're ever gonna recreate it, you gotta embrace the cringe. Honestly, honestly, we'll get
Mm.
more into that in a minute. But so you made the video. What else happened, man?
So then I won the contest, which was great.
Hello.
And let me see the timeline. I think it was in December of 2020 when I won the contest. And I
I
think I
remember.
kept
I
it
remember.
secret for a bit, but I couldn't because I didn't think I didn't know if it was really gonna happen. But
Mm,
I was just too excited, so I had to.
you had high
I had to.
hopes,
I
which
had to
is
spill it.
totally natural after hearing you won a contest. Like,
Hmm.
what? How many times in your life are you ever gonna have that happen?
Exactly.
Literally.
Um. And yeah, then we talked for a long period of time. The problem,
Did you sign
the
an NDA? Can you not?
I did not. I did not actually.
So you
I
could talk
didn't.
about what you talked about. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
I mean, it wasn't much. I can look for the emails.
He's pulling up the receipts. He's like, wait,
Hmm,
let me pull it up.
where are they?
Oh, we're gonna the scoop. We're gonna the scoop today, y'all.
Have to see where they actually are. Which email I put
By the
them
way,
in.
love your room.
Oh
Your
no.
room is awesome,
Thank
especially with
you.
that Lord Zed helmet in the back.
Oh, it's
Like
so amazing.
it
It's
is.
such an amazing toy.
It is, and the voice changing too. They kind of spilled.
I
They did.
guess.
You're like, all right, whatever. It sounds like a tin can, but
It kind of does.
yeah.
Well, here it is. Okay, so
We
I
got it.
spoke to like 10 different people in
Wow,
those
10
like
different people.
2 years, I think, almost like over a year at least.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we, oh my god, there were a lot of emails. Holy shit. Can I curse on this podcast,
Oh
by
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
way?
yeah, yeah. Zach
Okay,
loves to
okay.
curse sometimes. I have to make the podcast explicit because he drops the f bomb sometimes, but I don't mind.
Okay, good, good.
Y'all know what you're getting into. It's not like
Oh
this
man.
channel's for kids.
So as exactly due to the COVID constrictions, um,
Oh
we
my
got informed by our able travel agency that the chances of being able to travel from Europe to New Zealand in 2021 are almost zero. The country's treasury forecast is that they don't expect to open international borders until January 2022. It won't be possible to travel abroad. Our agency assumes that planning for travel in 2022 may be more realistic. That was in January of 2021. So we knew a year ahead that I'll probably go in 2022.
wow.
Um, and I mean, I
And here
talked to
here
them
we are. Here we
because
are. What's going on?
yep, because back then we
You're
didn't know
like,
that
I
Dino
actually
Fury.
went. Wait, Dino Fury. What's going on?
We didn't know if Dino Fury like if it stopped
Oh, if they
after
were
that, and
gonna.
Dino Fury was like in 2021 they filmed that. So they
Right.
so she talked about 2022, but I knew that, or we knew that 2022 would be there would not be a
A
season.
Power Ranger, right? I
Yeah.
mean, at the time.
So I talked to her about that. At any time a leak happened, I told her about it. So
Mm-hmm.
she knew because she probably didn't know a lot of all that.
Wow. She's
Um,
like, look, I just got hired to email you. I don't know anything about Power Rangers. Just please bear with us.
pre- Pretty much that was all that was. I asked in no in April I got another person who wrote me
Mm-hmm.
because the first one I think quit the
Oh,
job, so I just
not
got her a
this.
successor.
Not this.
But she was nice.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
if I
At
can say
least.
her
At
name, but
least.
she's Kim.
Because
Kim was amazing.
we love Kim. You see Kim in Power Rangers and Kim in the Panasonic team of flying people out. Oh my goodness. This is a
So
whole process.
in May of 2021, if I'm taking too long, please just tell me,
Oh no no
right?
no! Please give us the deeds. Go
Um,
into it.
so she said she checked with Hasbro earlier this week, and they assured me to have an answer ready by end of next week latest. So then she did that, giving you a heads
Mm-hmm.
up for the prize participation. We still haven't, which was weird. She said, giving you a heads up on the prize for your participation with your Power Rangers move. Oh, Power Rangers movie, yeah. Okay, no, it was about my movie. I thought it was about them filming a movie. I was
Oh,
always looking for like leaks and stuff as well in those emails. Maybe she knew something we didn't know. Oh,
LMAO. That's funny. Like
still
she
haven't.
reveals like the team colors. Would you tell Twitter?
I
Would
mean,
you
I
get the
haven't
clout for
signed
Twitter?
anything,
Mm?
so
But they could cancel your thing,
yeah.
even though it
I
kind of
mean, they did.
already
So
anything was gonna happen. So you're like, you know what, Twitter? Guess what happened?
So in
I'm
June, she
crying.
told me she didn't have feedback yet, and then she did not say anything up until September, where when they were yeah, I hope you've been well and were able to enjoy your summer. I just wanted to check in and ask if there's been any updates on the Power Rangers competition. And she says still awaiting input from Hasbro. And then a month later, oh my god,
Oh my
um, hope you're
goodness.
well. The Power Rangers team is aiming to activate the boot camp no later than quarter 3 of 2022. So that was when they changed the price to a boot camp.
Yeah, I remember
So
that. I
yeah,
remember that.
so I asked, so has my prize now switched to the boot camp, or am I still supposed to go on the trip? For apologies, not for being concrete, but it will probably shift to a boot camp. Yeah, hope you're doing well.
Come on.
So
You're like, I
and
don't want this anymore. Did you still want it at the time?
I mean, it was
Because
a
like all
boot
this like
camp for
emailing and back
yeah.
and forth, uncertainty, COVID, not looking any better at the time, like oh my god, if I were you, I
Mhm.
would have been like, you know what? Forget it. Like I don't care anymore. No,
And
you
then
kept
in
going.
Yeah, and then in January it was pretty much just yeah, another year started, and unfortunately the uncertainty remains with COVID as the protagonist in the story, and we as a company have reporting and closing timings to maintain. Therefore, would like to make the proposal of giving your Power Rangers prize in form of a toy bundle. You receive toys for the value of the initial boot camp, which was
Wow.
definitely not the value.
So we went from visit the set, probably meet producers, directors, maybe even cast members,
Mm-hmm.
to a boot camp, which what exactly meant? Like you trained like a Power Ranger?
Yes, some karate stuff,
I mean, cool, I guess, but is
I
it really worth
guess.
like flying out? Like, come on, maybe like a membership to like your local karate. I don't know, maybe. And then now we're down to okay, so we can't fly you out, we can't train you, we're not even going to get you in contact with anyone that you would have been able to meet if you did go to their set. So, here is a little gift bundle, which I guess is better than nothing. But all this work, all this time for that?
And you know the worst thing about all that? I
What?
had to
Tell
pay
me.
almost 50 euros in customs. I mean, they paid it back later, but the fact that I still had to pay that
You're
was,
paying
and it
for
took
your
like, I
own
think,
prize.
a month till I got the money back.
What was the gifts? What were the gifts?
It was a few Lightning Collection toys and pretty much that's it. I mean, I wanted to give them away on Twitter, but I got into
Giveaway.
some problems with customs and stuff, so I had to cancel that. But
Daniel, I'm
yeah,
sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah, it hurt. It hurts to talk about it. It
I'm
really hurts.
sorry to bring it up again. No, because
Oh,
after you
good.
told the whole world, basically, like, that sucks. Damn. And, like, all that effort you put into that video, too, was it worth the
I
toys?
mean, it was still great. I don't care about the toys so much, but the
The
experience of
fact that you
just
won, first of all,
exactly,
is like,
and
okay,
that I
wow.
had the chance to even go there. Even getting the chance to do that is like something no one,
Like,
no fan has ever had.
literally. And I doubt that they will do this again because of just how much work this was just for you, you
Hmm.
know? So you may just be the first and only winner of this kind of competition. And to be able to say that, like, you should pat yourself on the back because honestly, even at the end of the day, you didn't get to go anywhere, but did you have to? I mean, it would have been nice, but did you have to? No. Yet you still won, and you can forever brag about it on Twitter, you know? So congrats. You
Exactly.
got my congrats. Thank you for
Thank
sharing that
you.
with me
Thank you.
and the whole podcast because honestly that I can imagine how it wouldn't be easy to talk about. Like if you poured a lot of effort into something only for it to become nothing, especially like after a long time, like it sucks. That
Hmm.
sucks for anything, you know? So yeah, I mean look, hopefully in the future they're like, hey, do you still want to fly out? Like, do you want to see like the original MMPR cast and Cosmic Fury? JK, that's already done. But you never know. Maybe they'll be like, do you want Power Morphicon tickets? Would you be okay with that?
I'd be down with for that. Yeah, I actually wanted to ask that as well in in one of the emails.
Did
To
you,
like,
or
I
did you
don't think
want
I
to?
did. I wanted
Oh,
to. I think I really tried everything
I
to
feel
like
like if
get
you can
any.
get 3 Lightning Collection figures, that value could get you a ticket. Come on. I mean, it's still like the whole flying out thing, but if they give you a ticket, I mean, you could at least take care of the rest from there. Like you have the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the ticket is a lot more effort. But wow. What a story. Thank you for sharing that. So, like as you can see, y'all, he has the talent to win a competition. That's how good he is at editing. Tell me, what else do you edit? Like, who do you edit for? Is something else I want to ask because I know you edit for Super Unknown Person, right? That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell us, like, getting to commission work. Like, how have you made your talent a business?
So how it started pretty much was in summer of 2020. I was kind of bored, and
Especially
as
with the
we all
emails, you're
were.
like, oh, you're like, I'm not going anywhere. Let me see how I can make my own money.
um, and I think I did that in beginning of 2020 as well. With
Okay.
like, I was really disappointed with some of the VFX for Beast Morphers because
Ooh.
like the design language in Go Busters was amazing,
Amazing. I
really
loved it.
great.
Loved it. Loved
Yes,
it.
the
Loved it.
transport effects,
And
everything.
every time like a Super Sentai season becomes a Power Ranger season, some of that charm unfortunately goes away. And I
Hmm.
feel like with Beast Morphers being Hasbro's first season, it's their first time creating a Power Ranger season. I mean, sure they have some alum, but at the end, it's all new to them. So unfortunately, creating a show from Go Busters, which aired so long ago, like how many years ago? Like 9 years ago,
Yeah,
when
it's
Beast
no,
Beast
it's a
Morphers
10.
was
It's
almost
2012.
10 years. Like it's hard. So they're not gonna have every for what they did. I'll say this for what they did. They actually did okay. Like for a first season, our expectations weren't like we're like, okay, let's just see what they can do, and they showed us what they can do. Later with Down of Fury, they improved on it, so at least we can see that they're like getting better. But like you said, like some areas were lacking, and I feel like a lot could have been different. Tell me, like,
Hmm.
what would you have done different, especially since you literally created the scene that I mentioned earlier.
Well, pretty much what they did with Dino Fury, just grow the VFX team. The VFX in
Mm,
Dino Fury are amazing, and that's
yeah.
because they went from a like, I think in Beast Morphers they had four VFX artists to almost
Mm-hmm.
12 or something.
Which is
So
a big leap. Like 8 more
really,
people.
and you can see it. You can really see the difference from Beast Morphers to Dino Fury, how much the VFX have improved, and how much more time they have, because it's not just often I saw on Twitter that they said the VFX artists are bad. They're not bad, but if you don't have enough time and don't get enough money
You can't
for
get much
or
work
budget
done.
for VFX, yes, exactly. You could
Right.
do a VFX shot in 10 minutes. You could also do it in 10 days. It would look completely different, but
Right. The more time
it's
you put into something, the more it's gonna, sorry, the better it's going to come out.
exactly.
Absolutely. Like this also applies to Marvel. So many
Mm-hmm.
people, well, a lot of people, thankfully, are defending VFX artists, saying like, "Oh, they're not being paid enough" and stuff like that. But there are also people who love to just clown so many, especially recent MCU projects, because of its VFX. And most people put the blame on the VFX artist, not even just Marvel, even though it is Marvel's fault for cutting their time. They're given project after project after project with such a little time frame to do with it. Of course, it's not going to be the best it could be, you know? So, got to give people time to really show off their craft. You can't just expect Rome wasn't built in a day. Mm. I'm I'm pulling out the big quotes, even though it kind of
Very
doesn't really
wise.
apply that much. But it guys, I know I'm sorry. Like, let me and quoting this author from this book. Point is, things take time. And if a VFX artist doesn't have enough time to create a sequence, sure, they could get an end product, but will it be the best it could be? No. And that comes at the expense of the show's quality. And when the show's viewership goes down, sorry, so does the money. And if they aren't getting money, how are the VFX artists getting paid? How are they getting the budget? You know, so it's like unfortunately a very bad cycle. Having more members like on Dino Fury helps that because instead of putting so much pressure on like literally four VFX artists, hello, now it's what 12.
Hmm.
So they could divide it equally, and you see it with the show. Like it's beautiful, like everything, even down to the morphing sequence, something that you see literally
Exactly.
every episode. Like it's beautiful, it's cinematic. With Beast Morphers, it's like, and then that's it. Like, okay, cool, we get it. We we got the point. But
I,
with
I
Down of Fury, it's
especially
like
hate
eight steps forward.
with the beast morpher sequence where they put their hand up, then they put it down, and do it back up.
Bring it back
It,
up. It,
that's all the movement they do in the whole morphing sequence. It's
they just
such a
stand there.
bad one. Yeah.
A lot to be
Yes.
desired, but it is what it is. So
Yeah.
continue on. Like, how did you make it a business?
Exactly. And then I just thought like, okay, I'll try to do it better because the shot was great, but instead of like doing the whole special buster and stuff like that thing that Go
Mm-hmm.
Busters did, they just had like a little laser shooting out and that was it.
Like,
So,
okay,
but it was great since it's pretty much like raw footage without any
basically.
VFX, so I could just put my VFX onto it, and that's what I did. I've spent like
Mm.
4 days um,
Okay,
on that one shot where I put all the Go Buster stuff in there. I
you
did
created
the
it, or did you
visors.
source it from somewhere?
No, I created all the assets for
Wow,
that shot.
y'all hearing this?
So
Y'all hearing this?
so that was something that took a long time, which is why it took 4 days. I had to create all the assets and do a lot of research that as well. Like I pretty much downloaded
Mm.
all the Go. I didn't download them. I got them legally, obviously,
Right, right.
because you can
Yeah,
do that internationally.
yeah,
I went
yeah.
to Japan and in 2020.
Did Panasonic fly you to Japan? Did they?
Exactly.
That's how you got the
Just to watch Go
footage?
Busters.
Yes, just to
Yeah,
watch Go
yeah.
Busters. Be like, okay, bye now. That's
But
hilarious.
yeah,
I love
I
that.
actually watched a lot of Go Busters in one day just to get so much research because they don't do it the same every time. They
Hmm.
start out in the first few episodes with one way to do it and then continue to improve on it up until the
Yeah,
last episode where then it looks amazing.
crazy, crazy
I
cool,
mean, they have
crazy
a
cool.
year to improve on the VFX
Right, and this is like the
there.
same team working with the same assets and everything. They just could get more and more creative as the
Hmm.
series goes on. You know, so you decided to go
Exactly.
for like the more like dramatic look, which
Pretty much,
obviously
yeah.
looks great.
Yeah,
I
and
cannot get over it. It's so cool.
thank
Like,
you.
dude, you need to work as a VFX artist on the team.
On the
Where
show. Yeah,
where's your audition?
uh,
But you're real. Did you audition before? Did you do it?
oh no. I mean, I just pretty much got out of school.
Mm,
I
okay.
still
I mean,
have a long way to go.
you do have a long way to go, but that doesn't mean that you can't try. Because from what you've already produced, you have the talent and skill to do it, you know? And as we can see, clearly they need more VFX artists. Like even after with Donald Fury with the 12, lucky number 13, you know? Like why not? Because you know what you're doing, at least to an extent, you know? Like for example, if I auditioned, I'm not even getting to like the second round because sure I can make something glow, but that's not me doing that. Like I don't have. You said Premiere Pro, right? Like you use Premiere Pro,
For
or
editing and After Effects for the VFX stuff.
yeah, and After Effects. Like you use these programs. I don't have those programs. You know, like even if I did have those programs, it would take me a very long time to
Hmm.
get used to it. Like I said earlier, like not everyone can pick this kind of stuff up as quick as you did. You know, but with you, you have a way better chance.
I mean,
Get on the
quick. I've
show. Get on
I've
the
been
team.
I've been using After Effects for 8 years now, so
He has experience. He
I
has
think
the
that's the thing. I just
clientele. Hello, get into the clientele. Brag about who you helped with their videos, with their amazing videos that
well,
you helped out with.
I mean, when I posted that Beast Morphers VFX video and did a breakdown of it as well, so like how I did it.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Um, then Joe Ryan, so super unknown person,
Right.
just I think yeah, he started following me, and he DM'd me saying that his old VFX artist, who's Seth Films, the Seth
Ooh,
Films, um,
the stuff.
the Seth Films,
Don't get it twisted.
um, he wanted to quit doing the
Ooh,
VFX for him, so he needed a new VFX artist,
the
and
drama.
then asked me. Yeah, no, Sev and I are kind of friends, so
Okay,
it
okay.
all
You
worked
wouldn't
out.
you
We
wouldn't
we
rat him
we
out
know
on
each
this
other.
podcast. Right.
Exactly.
He'll be like, here is the 18th reason why.
So I have
No,
some
that's
emails
crazy.
again.
Here's a whole new thread of 18, 19 emails. Oh, 20 emails. It's like all between you three. Wow. Okay, so you started to help him out. Now his content is amazing. And you're still helping him out to this day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're basically like an
We're
official
working on
partner at
some
this point.
stuff.
Okay,
It's
okay,
there's
okay.
some pretty big things. I mean, I think was it the beginning of this year or the end of last year? We or he released the Blades versus Roxy video. So
Mm-hmm.
like the his new series Power Rangers What If.
Right,
So like the Marvel What If, it's like um pretty much what if stories for Power Rangers. So I think it was like what if Blaze became the Red Ranger
right,
afterwards. And yeah, so that's what we did. That was the one of the biggest VFX projects I had. And the VFX project I have now is at least twice as big. So I'm
yo.
not sure how much I can say or can
You don't have to
show
say too much.
it, but I
It's not like
want
you
to.
have to. Oh, but he
it's
wants
it's
to. He
really
wants to.
amazing.
I
It's
bet, like, dude, you're so talented, and with his creative mind, like, creative mind, see what I did there? You guys are like a power duo. Like, I swear, you're shaking the community with all of your videos. Like, you're literally setting the bar. You guys inspire me to try harder. Like with my most recent video, not to plug or anything, with my most recent video, I tried my best to involve as much like crazy effects as I could. Not like Power Rangers level effects, you know, but at least changing the background with like a blue
Mhm.
screen or having like these. It's an app called not QCut. It's called well, it's an
Is
editing
it
app that you can
CapCut?
use. No, 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 no. CapCut. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought it was
Hmm.
something else. I use that app to add the special effects behind me and like making my clothes look like it's on fire a little bit at the end. I use that, but the reason why I don't really count that as VFX editing is because it's already like a preset, you know? It's like if you put a filter on a video. Like
Hmm.
it already exists. It's already like coded to be that way. With VFX, especially in your programs, it's all manual. Like like especially if you want to have custom original things, like you have to put in the time like you did with the Beast Morphers clip to create it. And that isn't really something I did for this Henshin video. But regardless, I am still very proud of it because it is showing off my skill in creating these kinds of unique videos. And I'm telling you, Daniel, like you literally inspire me to go bigger. Like in the future, for whatever character ends up uh, releasing, I may just try even harder just to top that video, you know? And I don't know, like the more projects you release, the more ideas you give me. And not just me too, like everyone. everyone.
Oh
Man,
man.
so yeah, you should be proud of yourself, man. Is my the main point of me saying all of this. Like you are really that guy. Come on now, come on. So
Thank you.
we should get into the second part of this episode.
Yes.
So let's get into funniest, craziest, most wild fight scenes in Tokusatsu. I'm
Fight
talking Power
scenes.
Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider. Hell, if you have something from Ultraman, no judgment. Like even stuff outside of Ultraman, like Tokusatsu isn't just these three franchises. Twitter loves to remind people of that. So let's think. Well, we already have our list, but there's a lot to pick from. Like you were saying before the call, it gets wild in these shows, and to pick the best one is like saying to. I don't have a cool comparison, but my point is that it's hard to choose. I already have my three, but would you like to go first?
Sure. I can start with my first one.
Oh, we're starting with number
And
one.
yeah.
Number
Or yeah.
one. Uh huh.
And I think it's a recent one. I mean, yeah. No, Kira Major
Mm.
had a lot of amazing fight scenes. Oh
Oh
no. Wait,
my god!
but there's two. But there's two of Kira
From
Major.
Care
So
Major.
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, go on, go on.
So the one I really loved that I watched I don't know how many times anymore. It's from I think 34.
Oh,
Where
episode 34.
yeah,
Let me get that
Kirame
up.
Red and Yellow
Uh huh.
are on the ground fighting, and meanwhile the Megazords are behind. The Mecha,
Mm
sorry. The Mecha
hmm.
are
Mm
behind them and
hmm.
fighting as
Mm
well. That was
hmm.
so
Mm hmm.
amazing,
Yeah. Mm hmm.
so amazing.
Can we just give Care Major a moment? We were eating so good with Care Major. Like, not even like saying Zenkaiger or Dawn Brothers is bad after Care Major. No. But Care Major was just the season of Super Sentai. Like, if you were also to recommend a Super Sentai season for someone who has never watched it before, Care Major is that show to give them because it's a little formulaic, but that's kind of the beauty of it. And in that beauty, you also have crazy moments like what you just described, where you have the mech literally behind them. I do not know how they shot that. I do not know. Do you have an idea?
Uh, yeah, kind of.
Uh, we would love to
Well, I
hear
mean,
it.
I think it's three different shots.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'll see if I can find it real quick.
Have another email list of like the process.
Sure. I emailed John Toy
All the time.
to
You're like, John Toy, how did you do it this week? Oh my god.
I can't find it.
And it's
But it's
crazy that you
pretty
said
much
Care Major because I also have something from Care
I
Major,
mean
but
there's
I'll talk
two
about it
other
later.
one. I could do a top 3 list of just Kira Major
Of
fights, but
just Care Major,
they're
I wouldn't
so
judge you for it. It
so
really is that
creative.
good. No man, three shots, right? So one
Yeah.
of the civilians, red and yellow on the ground, right? And I think it was like filmed with a drone, right? To like get like the crazy like
Yeah, with a fisheye camera at least.
yeah, like with the fisheye camera. I feel like every time they use a fisheye camera, it is with like a drone, because the fisheye camera makes it like ooh, like in your face, up and down, in
Hmm.
and out, you know. So we have them fighting on the ground, then filming the mech in the background. Which, by the way, filming mech fights is not easy at all. So the fact that they filmed it in a way for the foreground fight to happen is what makes it so cool. Like you never ever see that. And if there is a moment in previous seasons, it definitely wasn't as done as well as Kira Major. I can tell you that for a fact. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
So
You
yeah,
looking for the?
I just found it.
You found the email from John Toy.
So
Okay.
yeah. So pretty much what they're doing, I'm just seeing that is a locked off shot. So a locked off shot is one with a tripod where they don't move the camera.
Okay.
Had that in there with Kirame Red and Yellow fighting,
Right.
and put the Megazord into them in the background, and then all the camera movement is done in post production. So all the camera movement is digital in that
Oh,
shot.
okay, okay, okay. So you're saying there's like a 360 camera
Or
on a
it's
tripod?
not. I'm just
No?
wait, maybe not. Or at
See,
least in
this
the
is
beginning,
what makes it
it's
cool.
so wild
I
because they're
think
also
maybe they're
interacting.
moving
All the
the 360 camera, then they just leave it alone at some point. Do you think?
I think the shakes are at least done in post production. So they're moving the camera, but the shakes are done in post production.
Right.
In post. Um, the fact that they have three Megazord fights in there as well. It's three different Megazords fighting,
Right.
and
And
oh my
the
god, it's so
kudos to
wild.
the actors who had to like and like even the people who were the henchmen that had to pretend like something from the mech was hitting them.
Yes, the sword.
Like
Yeah,
yeah, like they had to like oh like, in real life it's just like oh they're not looking at anything. But in post, I'm telling you with like the right kind of people, you can make that mech sword actually affect the foreground fight. Oh, I just remembered. We were literally talking about Goldbusters too. Goldbusters kind of did this a little bit though.
mm-hmm.
Redbusters, like Redbuster Ace, right? Like in the Big Robo, like he was in the background while a yellow and blue were on the foreground. They
Mm-hmm.
kind of did that too, but again with Cure Major, they're
True.
literally moving around, and the camera's following them. That's what makes it crazy. It feels like
And it
you're
feels like
there.
one whole shot. I mean, there's a
Mm-hmm.
few invisible cuts in there. There's like I think one, two, and three. There's like
Yeah.
three invisible cuts, but it feels like one continuous shot.
One big cut,
And you
right?
see one Megazord, one Meg.
It
I'm
doesn't matter.
sorry,
It doesn't
Sentai
matter.
people. Um,
They're like stealing the comments.
I see one Meg in there, one there, and one that's there, and the camera is following all of them and
Mm-hmm.
panning to the. It's so
It's
amazingly done,
wild. I love it,
really,
dude.
and it's
I
so
see
much
why it's your
chaos.
number one. I see why it's your number one. My goodness. Do you got a number two?
So should I go with Kirameja again?
Dude, if you got
uh,
those fight scenes, tell us.
no, I think we're gonna go with a classic,
Mm.
and we're doing
Mm.
the we're doing the Forever Rat fight.
It was a forever red.
It
Forever
was
red will forever be red. So, there we
I
go.
mean, Kirameja
So
was
thank you
pretty
for
much
watching the
because
episode. Imagine. Tell me what part in the episode though.
the iconic fight after they morphed
When
of
they were
all
on the
10
moon, right?
Rangers. Yes,
Hmm.
that's so amazing.
Like
I mean,
even though
yeah.
it's more of an older crossover, it's timeless. Get it? Timeless, time wars, timeless because everything in it, like not only just like the actors reappearing and stuff like that, or like even the fact that there's 10 of them, just the fights, the fact that they're all working so fluidly with each other makes the fight. I can't even get the words. Like that's how big it is. Like mind blowing, mind boggling. Even may I even say mind boggling? So it's crazy. It is crazy. I really do like Forever Red. We someone in our previous episode, he was a Forever Red fanatic. If you get to talk about that fight in detail with him, like we would have a 2-hour podcast episode. I think honestly. What's your number one? I mean, sorry, number three.
Number three. That's my number three.
He's like, "Ah, I
Wait,
guess I can go with Karen Major again."
wait. Go for yours. No.
Okay, okay. You want to save your number three? You'll
Yes,
think about your number three.
exactly.
Okay, okay, okay.
I'll think
Yes,
about it.
yes. Think about it. All right. So for me, I will go from 3 to 1. Number three for me, Kira Major, episode 26, where they fight in their new power up. Careful, go fight.
Oh yes.
When they had like, I got the photo for the video viewers. I got a photo for you. When they do this, that's a moment. That's a moment, or as Pink would say, a mood. because it, it's like it's shaking. I'm shaking. It's so fun. It's colorful. It's bright. It's fire. Fire. Like I can't with this. It's so cool. And then the fight afterwards, how creative it was with how it had like a time limit, right? Because in the episode, Drew, the Red Ranger, he didn't want them to burn out from this much power. Yet here they are beating ass, but they also need to remember that they can't stay in the suit for too long, and that is cool because it feels like there's like high stakes. Like, oh my god, we gotta like do this really quickly, or else we're never gonna finish this. That is my number three. Number two is from X8, Common Rider X8, Hyper Muteki's debut.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen X8?
Yeah.
And you've seen Hyper Muteki?
Yeah.
It it was crazy. Was it the craziest fight scene in X8? No. And isn't even like my most favorite fight scene from X8? It's been a minute since I've seen the season. I can't recall how many crazy moments in X8 that like, blew me away. But episode 36 definitely does stick out to me, and that's why it's on this list, because the way that Imu becomes Hyper Muteki, defeats what's the green guy's name again? Just talking about how much I like X8. Well, he defeats the enemy. Um oh, Kamen Rider Chronicle or like something like that. Like I feel like a fake fan. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I think it's
But
Chronicle, yeah.
something like that. Well, he freezes time, right? And Imu's new power, Hyper Muteki, literally could stop that pause feature on himself. Like he's stopping himself from being stopped. If that makes sense, guys, bear with me. We only got 10 minutes left. So it's crazy how cool it was for him to fight him while everything else is frozen in time. Like anything frozen in time is crazy, especially like I think of the most recent Geats episode, maybe not the most recent, but where Buffa was frozen. Everything was frozen around him. Like even like the hair on his helmet was frozen. Like I love things like that. Like you're literally flowing through time or lack thereof. When they unpause it, he's like, "Oh, tis but a scratch. Like you didn't do anything." Boom, 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 boom. Like everything all at once just happening. It felt good. It felt good to finally see him get his ass beat because he was annoying. He was
Yes.
so annoying. Like I could not with him. Like he was the threat, and we found the key to defeating him. So that was really satisfying. That's why it's number two. But number one, it's not the best from Revice, but the Igarashi siblings fighting together in episode 16, where like the mom was in the background. Do you remember that fight?
I have not watched Revise.
You can
Yeah.
get off. You can get off right now. Thank you. No, but okay, fine. But in Revice, we have the three siblings. We got Revi, well, Oz
Mm-hmm.
Revice, so we'll just call them Revice, Daiji, Live, and Sakura, Jenin. They're fighting together for I think maybe not the first time, but like they're fighting together as like one unit, and it was such a badass scene. Like even the effects inside of it were crazy, and Vice even had a moment in that too. The demon, he was trying to show off to the mom of the three siblings because technically he is kind of her child, but he's also a demon that tried to eat her, so she's not. She doesn't consider him a favorite. He's trying to like show off, like, hey, look, like I'm doing such a great job, and the mom is too focused on her actual kids, like, oh yeah, guys, go fight them. That it was just a funny moment. That's why I put it number one. It Revice has a very special place in my heart. Did it get off the rails a few times? Yeah, it did. Did it not really conclude a lot of arcs the way it should have? Yeah, it didn't. But the charm of the show is enough for me to always appreciate it. So that's my top three. Did you find your number three or your number
Yes.
three?
It's it's such an obvious answer that I just didn't even think about it.
Okay, what is it?
And it's the Legend War from Gokaija.
Oh, where like everyone came back.
Yes. The
Mm.
first scene in Gokaiger.
Where everyone's
It's
back and fighting,
yes.
right? It's
And the
crazy.
first time I saw that as a kid, I don't know if you remember seeing it as a kid or something. The
Yeah,
first
I
time it
remember
was
seeing it.
wild.
To see
It
that
was
many suit
wild.
actors, I always wonder. I always wonder, like, do they just ask anyone to just be in the
How?
suit?
Yeah, exactly. How?
Like,
Because
surely
they
they
all
don't
could
have that.
fight.
Right? No, that, and also like you have to have like a certain mannerism when you're inside a helmet because you can't
Mm-hmm.
express with your face. Hell, most of the time you can't even express with your hands because you're using that to fight. So what you have to do is either be that good at fighting, or be that expressive with your head. Like I have helmets back here,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I'm looking at myself in the mirror and trying to like talk, but while moving my head, you know. So it's like a cartoon character basically, or how these guys talk. They're always like talking with their head, you know, just so you can see like, oh, that one's moving their head. That's the one who's talking. Does everyone who goes to a shoot like that know that? Like that's what's crazy to me, you know, because if so, John Toy, I'm right here. Like we fly us out, fly you and me out to Japan, and let us just fight in these cool spandex suit. What suit would you want to be in a scene like that? Which one?
Oh, that's obvious. The future Mega Ranger.
Future Mega Ranger from
Do you,
oh
from
like
the Super
the
Legends video game.
I know what you mean now. Wow.
I mean, it's
For
not
me,
Sentai, it's Power Rangers, but I mean, still.
you will just be a cameo. You
Exactly.
know, like John Toy is just
Just,
that
just like
kind.
when the Battleizer appeared in the Deca Ranger versus Smudgy Ranger
Right, like it
team up.
happens. Zach and I like to talk about that moment because it's just a great example of how oh my god, like I just had a brain fart. Super Sentai doesn't only give to Power Rangers. Power Rangers can also give to Super Sentai. You know, it's like it's not like
Hmm.
a one-way road. It's awesome. Wow. What a list we have today. And I feel like one of the big reasons why our list is so crazy is because of the VFX. You know, without VFX, the shows that we love to watch would not be the same. You know, I think I heard some news on Twitter the other day, which means it's definitely official, right, guys? That like they made 1 billion yen off the toy sales from like
Hmm.
Dawn Brothers, something like that. Dude, what? Like that goes to show you that if you make a good show, it will sell. And the more something sells, the more the franchise will grow. And something that really does help a franchise grow is a really good team. And in this case, having a really good VFX team that can handle everything that the show wants to convey in the right time is the key to creating a good series. And I feel like everyone's favorite series always has at least 10 episodes where the VFX team just goes off and everything is just crazy lights, sounds. Even in older like Showa shows, like they didn't have the most VFX, but they did what they can, you know? And even with that, like that's where you get that classic charm as well. Honestly, man, honestly. But alas, that is today's episode. So, I want you to go ahead and plug everything that you want, your business, your socials, anything, anywhere that people can find you. Don't worry, he won't leak your emails. He was just doing that for Panasonic because I mean, they couldn't get their stuff together. Let's be honest. They were delaying stuff, and they gotta be upfront and honest. Tell us, where can they find you, Daniel?
I'm pretty much most active on Twitter at Hurricane Gold underscore, and also at Instagram at Hurricane Gold underscore. I'm also on YouTube and on TikTok as well. I did
Oh,
a few
he's making
videos.
TikToks.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I
What
want
about
to
YouTube?
be
Are you on
more
the YouTube
active as
scene, like
well.
doing your own thing?
Yeah, I should be doing more stuff, but I'm not.
You said that you just recently graduated, though, right?
Yeah. So, and also I'm now working. So that's
So
as
you have
well.
the time. You have the time to like come up with something, you know. And not
Yeah.
that you have to. You already are doing enough from what you're doing with Super Unknown Person, you know. You continue to do that, and I cannot wait for the future projects that you guys come up with because you're only getting better, is what I'll say. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, the 10th. Will this work? I don't know. Hold on. Uh, there we go. The
Yeah.
10th episode. Yay! 10th episode of the podcast. Hopefully, many more to come. Obviously, as you can see, whether it's just me, whether it's just Zach, or the both of us with guests, we always have a fun time recording these episodes. So if you want to support us, go ahead and subscribe to any platform that you're listening to the podcast on. And if you want to have us talk about a specific topic, go ahead and comment because we read everything, you know? We honestly want to engage with the community. So if you want us to talk about something, we will be able to talk about it, you know, depending on whether or not like it's actually appropriate. Mm. I'm looking at some of y'all out there. You gotta clean
Oh
your
no.
minds. But regardless, we always have a fun time. Thank you so much, Daniel, for coming on to the podcast. It's honestly a really fun time just talking with you and
Well,
anyone on this podcast because you guys are just so fun and creative. Like I'm telling you, this Toku community, except for the bad apples, are a really, really nice place to be in, you know? So you know where to
it's
find
amazing.
Daniel? No,
And
absolutely.
thank you for inviting me. It's been an honor to be on this
Of
podcast and
course.
talk.
Yeah, because like you are incredible. Don't ever forget it. Honestly, please don't ever forget it. All right, y'all. Mm-hmm. That is the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for listening or watching. We will have a very fun episode next week where hopefully Zach will be joining me. I look forward to it, so stay tuned for that. And as always, stay safe. Keep on henching, I guess. I don't know. Does Zach say that? Zach like
Mentioning.
to I don't know. Zach every time we have an outro, he does something so silly. So in his absence, I will continue on that tradition. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a good day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.